Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairy Muppet, and we are going to be casting a 1v1 PvP game. It is from the CPL Championship 2013. I don't know exactly where in the championship it was, and to be completely honest, I don't even know who this lovely purple player is because, yes, unfortunately, so we do have our purple Protoss player down the bottom right side of the map. And up the top left side of the map, we do have our blue Protoss player, Yon M, and yeah, this actually might get a little bit crazy right here, but yeah, we're just going to have a go in it. And Mr. Purple player and Mr. Blue player, they're going to be doing all sorts of awesome stuff, and I may actually do the right thing here and actually try and look up this player's information. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but nothing really happens in the first few minutes of a match anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We do have a gateway coming down here, gateway coming down there, so that's pretty awesome. And yeah, so let's have a look. It could be a I don't know, is this making any sense at all? No? Yes? Maybe? Yeah, Yon M isn't in this tournament either, apparently, so yeah, this is going to be interesting. But let's have a look at all this sort of stuff. Okay, so Yon M is technically ToD, ToD. So this, we got ToD is the blue Protoss player up the top left side of the map. Down the bottom right side of the map, there's a couple. We do have one of these guys has actually got characters here. Maybe we can match up the characters. I do not know. It may be Jim. Maybe. I'm really not sure. I really can't say because. Yes, it's very, very interesting. So let me see. Actually, yeah, I really can't say who it is. But anyway, we're going to be moving on. We've spent enough time proving that we know absolutely nothing about who this player actually is. He may be Jim. He may be Sase, S-A-S-E. I'm going to guess that he is Jim because Sase, S-A-S-E, is from Sweden, I believe. Yes, he is from Sweden, and Jim is from China. So I think it's a fairly safe guess to say that it is Jim versus ToD up the top left side of the map. And now that we've spent 5 minutes actually learning the players' names through some very, very amateur guesswork, we are going to start casting the game. And we've got Mothership Core out for, yeah, both players, man, doing some very, very similar builds going on here. And yeah, PvP, man, we haven't seen a lot of them lately. It's been a lot of Zerg stuff, but of course the Asus ROG tournament, which I am uploading at the same time as this game, definitely has a very decent number of Protoss players in it, so definitely be seeing a little bit more of that. And so far, just going pretty standard. Nobody choosing to expand very early in this game. We got an expansion coming out now from ToD, and it looks like Jim is not going to be expanding. No, it looks like he's going for a bit more tech. He's going for the double gateway over here. The Mothership Core going to go across, going to see everything. Going to probably hit a few probes. I don't know if we'll be able to kill any probes, but maybe. Meanwhile, a pylon coming down here from Jim, as well as 2 stalkers. So he's got a nice bit of force here. He won't be able to get up the ramp, but this Nexus is going to be hit quite hard, and he may have to cancel this right here. I feel like he's got enough forces, but maybe not. No, look at the stalkers here. He's got to cancel it now, man. With those 3 extra stalkers morphing in, I feel like he has no hope of holding this. He's going to have to cancel. And it looks like the force field actually came down from Jim here, actually blocking those forces off. There we go, cancel, going down. And yeah, ToD really did not want to do that. ToD, T-O-D. Is it ToD or is it T-O-D? We're going to call him ToD actually, because it is capital T, lowercase o, and capital D. So ToD definitely sounds like it would be better. Jim is, only the J is capital though, so we're going to keep calling him Jim. And going in, doing some stuff. And yeah, making it work, making it happen. And yeah, good stuff from both players, I guess. Managing. Oh, look at the mothership core here, slowing down the stalkers from reinforcing. Meanwhile, the other forces coming back up. And Jim, looks like this this tactic may work out for him because he went for a lot of army, a bit faster than ToD did. ToD going for his expansion, and yeah, Jim is definitely clearing up now, but with the Immortal coming out, he was thinking about attacking it for a sec, but then he decides, no, got to get out of here. Stalkers, not going to be very good against the Immortal, and they're all going to run for it, and with this single Immortal coming out, ToD will be able to secure his expansion once again, and we can expect him to think about building that anytime soon, but of course, Jim is going to be building his own expansion right the hell now. He's got the minerals, he's just a little bit distracted with all these guys getting killed, but yes, there it is, going to go down right now. And yeah, he's doing quite well at the moment. He's actually got 10 workers up. I think he must have killed a few workers, or yeah, ToD just got a bit distracted building up all these forces, couldn't quite get the workers out. And yeah, so Jim I feel like is at an advantage, assuming he sees off this force, because this force is actually quite decent right now. And he did spend a lot of his minerals getting this next side, and it may actually backfire on him. He may have underestimated the countering force that ToD has gotten up, and yeah, that may cost him right now because there's 400 minerals he can't spend on reinforcements, and I think he did get the cancel there with the amount of minerals he's got back. I think he just got the cancel in, but this force is still quite scary, man. I mean, that Immortal is he's attacking Zealots right now, but soon he's going to be attacking Stalkers, and just with these small amount of forces, he's doing alright. I mean, Jim will see him off in a matter of minutes, and look at this, getting the force field off. The Immortal still getting vision up the ramp, and there we go. The Stalkers starting to go to work, the Zealots starting to go to work on the Immortal, starting to get it down, but they're a little bit trapped here, and the sentry goes down. That's not good, but I feel like Jim has the forces he needs, and meanwhile, ToD going for his own Nexus, getting it up nice and fast, and we've just completely reversed it. This Immortal though is quite a bit slower than the Stalkers, so they're forced to turn around and fight. The Immortal goes down, and yeah, ToD just has to run for it. He's got no chance of winning there anymore. We do have another pylon coming down with a bunch of forces, so we've had a reverse already from a ToD, and now it looks like we're going to have a reverse from Jim. A reverse counter or a counter reverse or something like that. He's going to push in, he's going to try and have a go at the natural once again, and he's getting his own natural out, and yeah, really just going in and out all over the place. I'm surprised he hasn't got a Mortal out. It's just coming out now. He's still thinking maybe about saving this. It looks like he is going to. It looks like he has built up enough forces. Jim really can't afford to hit this. It's pretty even, and yeah, with the Immortal coming out as well, maybe he's hoping for some reinforcements and then he's going to move in, but as soon as he sees that defending Immortal, that is going to be just too painful. And the fact that that ToD does have the robotics facility and he is building Immortals is definitely going to give him a good step. Got to keep an eye out though, because those guys, I mean, he should just be able to push away. With this Immortal, he should be able to push this army away, no problems at all. He's actually got quite a lot less Stalkers. Oh, the force field's going down. I feel like they went down from Jim, but it's a little bit... There we go. This one came down from ToD. Going to get a couple of forces trapped here. Another defensive force field to try and let these forces get away, but he's going to try and go for a flank here. And Jim going to go around the long way. And yeah, ToD going here, but of course his Stalkers are so much faster than his Immortals, which means that Jim does have the potential, but he's getting really cut off here, and yeah, ToD feels like he's got an excellent chance to just wipe these forces out, but Jim buying himself some time to get some reinforcements in. He's going to trap these 3 Stalkers, he's just going to wipe them apart, and that is going to even this battle up very nicely. Force field going to be forcing the Immortal to go around the long way, but he is sort of trapping these guys in here. He's trapping a few of them, and the Stalkers are starting to go down quite quickly. The pylon goes down, and all the reinforcements. This army is still sort of even. The Immortal is really the tipping factor right now, but yeah, Jim got to be pushed back, and Here we go, second immortal coming out. So suddenly ToD is definitely going to be in the lead. But Jim choosing to counter, not really with a lot of immortals. He's got one immortal, but he's looking to counter with a whole bunch more gateways, man. We've got 3 over here for ToD, 3 for Jim, but he's building 3 more. And oh, looks like my mouse is running out of energy. That is not good. Critical battery. That's a bit of a nice warning there. So we'll just have to see if we can get through this game. I thought I charged the damn thing up last night. Maybe I've unplugged the charger. We'll have to have a look. No, it's got full. Oh, it's talking about my keyboard. That's it. My keyboard is running out of. It's critically low and all that sort of stuff. Luckily, I bought some batteries because it does run on batteries, and it's not actually rechargeable. My mouse is rechargeable. It's got the little docking station, but keyboard just runs on batteries, and when they run out, they run out. But this sucker's been going for like 6 months or so on a few AA batteries, so I suppose that's going to be good enough. And here we go. Now follow mode for the win. He's actually got to be worried about this stuff. Just a couple of zealots and a warp prism full of zealots there. He's going to reinforce there, and yeah, ToD has been getting quite a lot of immortals. But yeah, he's really been skimping on the Stalker tech. And Jim has been going for a lot more zealots and sentries and a lot less Stalkers. He's got his immortals as well. So I feel like Jim is sort of dealing with it a little bit better. The probe's just going to be running out of there. And look at all these zealots going in, man. That is all the gateways that Jim had built. Just so many gateways, and he could afford to do a massive warp in. We've got his own warp in here, but those zealots aren't really going to be able to do much. They're going to get wiped out fairly quickly by these forces at the back. But these guys, man, the reinforcements are way out of position, and quite a lot of damage is going to go down. They're just going for pylons at the moment, so nothing critical. But yeah, I mean, the probes all managed to get away, so that's pretty fine. And finally going to be taken out right here. The warp prism going to see if it can rescue some forces. I don't know if it can, but oh, look at this. Nexus just managing to get it at the last second. The Zealots have started to go for the Nexus, and they get it down just at the last second. Force fields all around the Nexi, not quite enough to keep it going, and he's going to get that up to that straight away. Really, really nice. 17-minute mark though, and nobody's got a third base, so this game is actually quite slow. Is a lot of attacks and a lot of being set back. Both players have been set back quite a lot, several times in this game. So there's no real push to go for really, really high tech. We do have a robotics bay coming out for Jim, and we do have a dark shrine coming out for ToD, and it's going to be interesting to see how this goes, because let's have a look here. Jim, he's got a robo bay, but he's got no cannons, he's got no observers. Hang on, no, what am I looking at the wrong tab? There we go, there's an observer. So he's got an observer. I don't know where that observer is though. It's probably, there we go, it's just hanging around his army, so that's fine. Yeah, he should be fine with the DTs going on. Of course, when he moves out, the DTs will just come into the back of his base, and that will not be good news for him. We have a look at the upgrades. ToD already has 1 weapons, and Jim currently not really worrying about the weapons at all. He's just plowing on with the upgrades, and he is going to have Colossus on the way very, very soon, and that is going to be awesome. And ToD really, really loves his Immortals, but I feel like 4 Immortals is enough. It's definitely enough. It's potentially too much. But, oh, look at this, man. What am I saying? Jim's got 5 Immortals. So, really, really nice. And, yeah, this is actually a very good plan for ToD. Getting the weapons as fast as he can, because, of course, weapons scale absolutely ridiculously when it comes to Immortals. The Immortals gain, like, 5 armored damage for each level of upgrade. So, it takes them from about 50 to 65 damage, and the DT going in here, man, and Jim is just like, hang on a second, something's not right here. This DT, 11 kills, gets a Zealot as well. Oh, he'd love to kill the Colossus, man, but I don't think he's going to be able to. The Observer is due in any second. There we go, man, 12 kills on their DT, another one, hitting this Nexi, and he's done quite a lot of damage to it. I do realize that I'm saying Nexi when I mean Nexus, but you know what? Nexi is just a much cooler word, and he may be thinking about dropping another DT in. to this base when the army is over here, so just keeping him left and right. The DT running away as soon as it sees the Stalker. The other DT coming back here. Great job by ToD here, doing a really good job, giving him some time to catch up and really wrecking the economy of Jim at the same time. And the army is going to have to come back here. He's got to realize there's a DT, but the DT is going to be taking out this base as well. He's torn between which one he has to take out. He's got to be careful though. His Colossus is going to get hit, and that is not going to be good. The DT going out there, ToD not quite getting it away in time, but the third base did get taken down for Jim. And yeah, I mean, really crazy stuff. And ToD getting his own third base up. We have a look at the economy, 53 versus 19. So the DTs just do so much damage there. Bunch of Stalkers coming in, and this Warp Prism is not prepared for this onslaught of Stalkers. He's going to get wiped out. The economic damage has been done, well and truly done, to Jim, but does he have enough army to actually just make the push here? Overwhelm ToD's army, ToD's army, and get some critical economic damage in there, because that is what he needs to do right now. And whether or not he can actually beat this army of ToD, I'm not sure. I mean, Jim has the advantage right now. He's got the advantage in terms of army. If we have a look at the units, he's got 2 Colossus, but ToD has his own Colossus. And we've got to remember that ToD has the upgrade advantage. He's got 1 weapons over Jim's 2 weapons. The hallucinated Colossus, man, very nasty. But, I mean, ToD has an observer there, so he knows exactly what these guys are. There we go with the Archon coming out. He's got his own hallucinated Colossus, and I feel like I do not know what he's waiting for. I feel like he should just go in, but he doesn't want the Zealots to get in range of his Immortals and his Colossus. He doesn't have a crap load of front army sort of stuff, and he's really being a little bit tentative to push out. I feel like maybe he's been a bit set off by this massive amount of Colossi, man. And here we go. This is what Jim needs to do. He hasn't killed those workers though, but the next side does get taken out, and the workers have got to be careful, because if they get taken out, then Jim is definitely going to have evened up this game. Where are the workers going? Stay in the corner. Do not run at the army. I can't imagine that he actually needs those workers to even it up, but he is sending them in. So ToD obviously quite a bit worried here. I guess having a superior economy does not mean you have a superior army, and right now holding that off, actually doing a really great job. He lost a minimal, well, he actually lost quite a few workers, but he's still ahead. He's still 19 workers ahead, and yeah, Jim going in there trying to make something happen. He made something happen, but I don't feel like it was the crippling blow that he was hoping for. And here comes a DT coming in. Not very good timing on the DT, but he might be able to get away from the observer. I think Jim knows that he's there though, and I think he is going to be keeping him going. But the DT is faster than the observer. He's trying to trap him. It's not quite going to work, and finally he has to give up, and the DT roams away free. And meanwhile, ToD is going to be building up his forces once again. He's getting a third base straight up. Jim has not got a third base. He is quite crippled as far as the economy goes. And with 3 weapons coming on the way for ToD, I feel like he has got this in the bag. Army-wise, he's just completely pulling ahead. He's doing a fantastic job, and that's all the economy talking about him. So, yeah, really nice. And in a matter of couple of minutes, he's just going to move out and just own everything. He's probably going to wait for this base to get up, for it to be nice and secure, to be fully mining off it, and then he's just going to have a massive army. He's just going to push out with it, do all sorts of good stuff. You can see he's still producing DTs. It looks like I don't know where the other DT is being produced, but he's sending them all over the place. And Jim looks like he's going to make another push, but I feel like it's not going to work. He's just, the economy has given ToD the chance to get the army up. And he's timed it very nicely. He's going to get an excellent hit on the next eye, and he can't cancel it anymore. But with the army now favouring ToD, and the upgrades heavily favouring ToD, I mean, it's 1 versus 2, I feel like definitely Jim is in quite a lot of trouble. And there's observers all over the place. So hallucinated Colossus, not going to really help too much. I mean, as long as ToD's micro is top notch, he'll just avoid targeting the hallucinated ones with the Colossi. And there we go, the Archons really just shifting the battle over. That was the massive sort of buffer zone that he needed. When he was being attacked over here before, his buffer zone was a little bit weak, and he was constantly having to back off to keep his units alive. But with the Archons out there, really nice buffer zone, and that must have been what he was building his DTs over there for before, just a bunch of Archons. And yeah, they really swung the tide of the battle, because they got in nice and close, they hit the Colossi, and he kept these Colossi nice and safe. So really nice from ToD, getting those Archons out. And just the DT harass, man. The DT harass was absolutely phenomenal. He just did the 1-2, hitting in there with one DT, hitting in there with another DT, back and forth, and Jim just did not handle it that well. Eventually he got it down. He had an observer and a Colossus over here. He had his army over there, but for a couple of minutes he just did not handle it very well, and he lost a ton of workers. He went down like 30 or 40 workers in a matter of minutes to those DTs. It was just absolutely obscene. So anyway, this has been a 1v1 PvP game. We love to see the PvP games, and yeah, really nice. Once again, this is from the CPL Championship 2013. Yeah, really awesome PvP. So stay tuned. I'm going to be doing quite a bit more Masters level, just random 1v1 games, I feel like, in the future. Just sort of, I've been interspersing them with tournaments, for a while now, but I'm going to start doing it a little bit more heavily, I feel like, just to sort of stretch out the tournaments a little bit more, and just get a lot more 1v1 Masters games all over the place. So yeah, it's going to be awesome, and thank you very much for watching this game. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game.